Hey, church family. I hope each one of you are doing well this morning. I want to bring you just a word of encouragement this morning. As I was sitting down and getting ready to do my quiet time, I wrote the date down on my paper as I always do. And as I was getting ready to do it, I noticed the date was April the 27th. And to me, that is a very important day in my life because it was the day that my life was changed. Monday marked the 17th anniversary that I can say that I am a born again believer in Jesus Christ, because it was on April the 27th of 2003 where I had my first encounter with Jesus Christ, sitting on the second to the back row at Bexley Baptist Church, listening to an evangelist preach. This man asked a series of questions, and as I wrote down the answers to the series of questions, the Holy Spirit began to reveal to me that I did not know Jesus, that I had based everything in my life was based on religion. It was not based on a relationship with Jesus Christ. And I'm reminded this morning of a man who God used in mighty ways, whose life was once based on religion and not a relationship. And yet this man took his salvation experience and he used that to change the lives of many people. And yes, we're talking about Paul. And I know I'm not Paul in any way, but I believe each one of us can draw some similarities between our story and Paul's story. As you recall, Paul in Acts chapter 9, he was referred to as Saul at that time. He was on his way to Damascus and he was going to throw believers in jail. He was going to do everything he could do to stop the spread of the gospel. And as he was on his way, he had his encounter with Jesus Christ. And for the first time, he saw himself as the truth, or he saw Jesus for who he is and saw himself for who he was. He saw Jesus as being the Son of God, being the Messiah, and he saw himself as being a sinner lost. And he knew instantly that his life had forever changed. Just like me, I knew instantly that my life had changed on April the 27th. Paul used every opportunity he had from that moment on to take that moment or that experience that he had, that encounter with Jesus, and to tell everybody about that. And I'm reminded this morning of how the Lord has worked in my life and how I should be using every opportunity I have to share his story about what he's done in my life. Take what he's done in my life and allow that to be poured into other people's lives so that they can come to know Jesus. You know, Paul used every opportunity he had. Each situation in his life he viewed as an opportunity to tell somebody his story. And we need to do the same thing. We need to use every opportunity we have to share the story of what Jesus Christ has done in our lives. Each one of us that know him, we have a story. And the question that we have today is, am I sharing that story? Am I telling others about the marvelous work that Jesus Christ has done in my life? I encourage you today to think back on the moment that Jesus changed your life. But don't just think back on how he's changed your life. Think forward in how you're going to use that story to encourage others to allow it to change their life as well. I love you, I miss you, and I pray that you're encouraged by this today. See you soon.